a little bit harder than I thought, but because apparently you can't stream anything but games from your Xbox, which is unfortunate. Okay. So we should be all good to do this tier list now. Okay, so presentation mode. All right. So hopefully y'all can see this fine. So S, A, B, C, D. I just won't rank the games that are like the weird games. So like Dimensions, you had to pay a lot for. So it kind of seems unfair to rank that one. Lego Worlds is just its own type of game. Stuff like that. And all the mobile games, we won't rank those. So Lego Marvel is first game. I'm going to say, hold up, not C, A tier. Just a super fun game. Played it anytime. Just great. The villains are great. Go around Manhattan. Super cool hub world. Just great game. Avengers. I'm gonna go C tier for that. It was very similar to Lego Marvel, but I didn't like the story as much because it wasn't original. It was just from the MCU movies, and it wasn't even all of the movies up until that point. It was just different points from random movies. And I think Manhattan got worse, but overall the hub world got better because you got more smaller areas. So, yeah. Lego Batman 3. I think same tier as Avengers, but I'm going to say it was better than Avengers. I liked Lego Batman 3. It was pretty good, you know. Yep, just pretty solid. Hub World was all right. I wish it had been more open because wasn't very appealing to just go in a portal and travel to the Lantern planets. Had we been able to actually maybe just go to the Lantern planets, I think that would have been amazing. But regardless, the Lantern planets were super fun to explore and all of that. Lego Batman the original. I gotta go A tier, right above Lego Marvel. Such a good game. Great story. Great villain campaign, which is the main thing, is you got to play through 15 levels as Batman and Robin and then 15 levels as the villains, which is just an amazing idea. I'm sad they haven't brought it back yet. The thing that brings it down from an S tier for me is the free play. On replaying the free play, it was not as fun as I would have expected. I guess nostalgia was almost blinding me a bit there. But overall, still really good game. Great characters and all of that. I accidentally just dragged Lord of the Rings up there, but that is fine because Lord of the Rings is S tier. Lord of the Rings is so fun. Maybe the best hub world of any Lego game, period. Just super enthralling story, great character roster, just one of the best Lego games. Lego DC Supervillains. I gotta go probably solid A between Batman and Marvel. This was one of the most recent Lego games, 2018. Pretty good. when I replayed it. Huge roster of characters, huge hub world where you have Gotham and Metropolis right next to each other. You have Arkham Asylum, you have Smallville, just amazing hub world. Basically what they were trying to do with Lego Marvel 2, and it just worked perfectly. Story was good, not great. Did have some really good levels though. Yeah. Not gonna rank dimensions. So Harry Potter 5 through 7. I gotta go C tier. In between Batman 3 and Avengers. Graphics definitely got improved from the first Harry Potter game, but I think overall the game got worse. The levels weren't as engaging, and there weren't as many of those little Easter eggs that you could find all over. Yeah, just a lot of that charm that first game had just went away, and it was really sad to see. Still a great character roster though. Hogwarts got better than ever, the hub world, but yeah, just not as much fun as the first Harry Potter. Lego Indiana Jones 2. Man, I have got beef with this game. So, I didn't want to buy this game. I thought it looked stupid. So, what I did is I just went over to a friend's house when I was younger and I played it. I beat it on his Wii, right? I thought it would take forever, but it took like 2 or 3 days. Because there was no free play. There were no secrets in free play. There were just bonus levels and the story. And all of the levels were just random scenes from the movies. They weren't actually telling a story. It was just, oh God, it was bad. And they didn't really improve the hub world at all from the first Indiana Jones. So just bad game. Speaking of the first Indiana Jones, we gotta go A tier. Between Marvel and supervillains. Good game, good story. The levels were actually based on the movies, and they went in the correct order. So, yeah. Again, Hub World was fine for the time. Wouldn't hold up today, but it's still really fun. Good character roster. Good game. Jurassic World. So, I think this is going to be our first B tier. Good game, not great. Much less combat based than the other Lego games, which, after playing so many games revolving around combat, it's like all the Marvel games, all the DC games, all the Star Wars games, it's nice to get a break from that, truly. So, yeah, good game, for sure. And you got to play through all the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic World movie that was out at the time. They might, I'm hoping they do a remake with all of the movies, but that's probably a lot to ask for. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Criminally underrated game. I would say it goes in A tier, and it's tied with Lego Batman for me. It is like right there. If you asked me to choose, I probably couldn't decide between those two. Great game, great story. Get to play through all the movies that they had at the time. Just a lot of fun. Combat was great. Great roster of characters. Just solid game. Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4. Dude, oh my gosh. elite game. So good. Just the magic of Hogwarts is just packaged into one game. And when you play it, it's like you become a kid again. It's so good. Just great game. I wouldn't say it's as good as Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings isn't as nostalgic, but it is just a great game. I would say Harry Potter very much thrives off nostalgia, but there's just this special charm with that game that really propels it to the top. Not gonna rank Star Wars 2 because or the original Star Wars, because those two combined make the complete saga. So, but Lego Star Wars 3, another criminally underrated game, I'm gonna give that one an A as well. I would say behind Pirates and Batman, above DC Supervillains. Good game for sure. Yeah, you get to play through all of the Clone Wars at the time. Great hub world with lots of Easter eggs. Not a huge hub world, but definitely the most expansive at the time. One of the last Lego games before they introduced voice lines. Solid game, good story, great character roster with all of the guys from the Clone Wars. So yeah. Lego The Incredibles, I don't hate it, don't love it. Top of C tier feels right. Good game, but pretty disappointing. I thought it was going to be a lot more expansive almost. Include a lot of more Pixar-y things, and all we got was like 5 characters from other Pixar movies. And that's a little disappointing, but good game still. I would still say it's a good game, just not quite there. Not gonna rank Lego Worlds. Batman 2. I'm gonna get flack for this. Top of B tier. I want people to hear me out. Great game. But it thrives a lot off of nostalgia. When you replay the levels, there's a lot of boring levels in there. There's a lot of good levels, but there's a lot of boring, forgettable levels. Hub World is amazing, though. First open world hub world. Just in almost the perfect Gotham. And you got to go around Gotham, and you got to fight the villains to unlock them. You still had to buy them, but great concept. Pretty good, yeah. All right. Okay. I think that one in Jurassic World can be argued as both being in that same space. I feel about equal about those two. Lego City Undercover, GTA, top of B tier ahead of these two. Like I said, these two are about equal. I think this one's a bit of a step above. Great story. Great city with tons of Easter eggs to find. Just a good game. Truly, just fun. And when people say it's kids GTA, it really is. Okay, Star Wars Force Awakens. Mediocre. Just mediocre, man. Yeah. Oh, not amazing, not bad, but it's only one movie, which means they made 15 levels off of a 2-hour movie. So that means some of the scenes are going to be drawn out. Like, some of the levels are going to feel very forced, which is fine, but that's a lot of the levels. So, yeah, and you don't get a lot of the characters from the original 6 movies, which makes sense because it's Force Awakens. I'm not flacking them for that. But the characters from the original 6 movies are better, in my opinion. So, yeah, C tier, middle of C tier. Feels about right. These two could be switched. They could. They're about the same, quite honestly. Yeah. Okay. Lego The Hobbit. Great game. Had all the potential. I'm going to put it in B. It could have been S tier. It could have been right up there with Lord of the Rings. But they didn't finish the game, basically. They stopped after the second movie. They promised they would finish it, but they never did. So the game just has a massive hole where that third Hobbit movie should be. It's unfortunate. It really is, because everything else in the game is great. The levels that we did get were great, so I'm assuming if they had made levels based off of that third movie, it would have been great. The hub world, arguably the best hub world, even better than Lord of the Rings. But, yeah. Never quite finished it, so it's gotta be... I can't put it much higher. Alright. Lego Movie. I might as well just do both of them here. They're both fine. For what they're trying to do. They aren't trying to be the best Lego game. But they're just eh. You know? They aren't amazing. They're just very simple. And I'm currently playing Lego Movie 2. Just mediocre, man. Just not amazing. No. And another thing with Lego Movie 2, which was the same complaints I had about Indiana Jones 2, no free play. And quite honestly, barely a story. There's no levels. It's all just weird sandbox style gameplay, which isn't what they should be going for. I get they wanted to try something new, but this is essentially Lego Worlds with a Lego Movie logo slapped on it. Not my cup of tea, really. And I don't think they should try to do that for any more of the Lego games. Ninjago, I think, is in the same boat of D tier, but just pretty forgettable. Not great at all. Just pretty, yeah. Combat was pretty good, but the story just kind of fell off near the end. So yeah, not amazing. Lego Marvel 2, not D tier. I would say it's in the same boat with these two. So I would say these three are all basically interchangeable. Batman 2, Jurassic World, Lego Marvel 2. Those are all pretty much interchangeable, but good game. Hub World is hit or miss. I was kind of on it. I think it was all right. Story was great. Character roster's great. But yeah, that hub world was weird. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. So scroll up, and that is our top of S tier game. What the heck did I just do? Where did I have this? Right here? Okay. That is up here. Great game. Just, when you think of Lego games, most people, especially ones who grew up in the 2000s, will think of this game. And there's a reason why. Story's great. Not a huge, expansive free roam or anything, but for 2007, pretty good. And, yeah. Levels are good. Character roster was good for the time. Had all the important characters. Just good. And we are not going to rank Skywalker Saga. I haven't finished that yet, and it's too early, so recency bias would be too much of a factor, I feel. So, yeah, that would be the tier list. Yeah, that's the tier list. You guys let me know what you think. And I think I'm going to head out. So, thank you for watching the stream. This will be up on YouTube later today. Goodbye.